Whenever. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And we are going to begin as we normally do with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. So would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic and the nation of God, indivisible.
And now remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. And Ms. Parker, I'm going to call on you for the roll call, please.
Karen Warden,
Present.
Sheila Williams,
Present.
George Archuleta, Virginia Houston,
Present.
Pam Pereza. Here. Rodney Wall.
Here.
And Daniel Spence is not present.
Okay. Now I need a motion from the floor to approve the agenda
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the agenda.
and a second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Now roll call vote.
Dr. Sheila Williams. George Archuleta,
Yes.
Virginia Houston,
Yes.
Pam Pereza,
Yes.
Rodney Walton.
Yes.
And now it's my pleasure to turn things over to Dr. Parker for the superintendent's report.
Principal and assistant. Really excited about that. Really dive into some planning and administrators, central office, leadership team, and directors and staff. Hard work that everybody's putting in during this time. So very excited about this summer work and what we're headed. We know it. We're going to have praying to make sure we're ready for those things. So that's the end of the announcements I have. During the days here, I would like to invite our friends from we do have Vice President, of course, I know very well, who is sitting on the other tonight. Steve Sawyer, COA. So we're going to ask Dr. Banks to share a really exciting opportunity to be a part of a grant initiative as initiated. Really outstanding partner. I don't want to steal the thunder, Dr. Bagwell, so I'll let you take it away, but we're very excited about this opportunity.
Well, thank you for having us, and good evening. I'm going to let Chris Burris tell you the details of what we have going on, so I won't steal her. I may steal a little thunder. I'm not going to lie. I might steal a little bit. But I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. And we talked today in our leadership meeting. We meet every Monday morning and talk about what's going on and the plans that we're making. And we settled on a theme for this year, and it's better together. And so one of the things that we are going to be working on, we've got accreditation going on, we've got partnership opportunities that we're exploring, we're working on mental health and social well-being of our faculty and staff. But I'll tell you that that theme applies here too, because we are better if we work together on some initiatives, the school district and the college. And I don't think we can underestimate the importance that that's going to have for our community, our citizens, and our students. And so today we want to share an opportunity with you that came our way, really, kind of fell into our lap. I'd love to say this was some kind of brilliant idea that I cooked up on my back deck one evening, but the reality is sometimes even a sight impaired squirrel finds a nut. So this is kind of one of those nuts that I think is going to be beneficial to the college, but also beneficial to the students, to the district, to our community. And one of the opportunities that we have is to try to bring more information to students. And this is what this partnership is about, a career coach working with the school district so that we can help the number of students that are not going anywhere, not furthering their education after high school. And that's not what we want, I don't think, for our kids. We want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to have a good paying job, to be able to be transformational in their family so that they change the trajectory of their families. And bottom line is, the more we can do when the kids are in school with you all to help them understand what the career paths are, the better off the college is going to be, the community is going to be, and they are going to be. So with that as a maybe a little thunder-stealing introduction, I'm going to turn this over to Chris Burris, our Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment Management. And she's going to share the opportunity and share some data with you. And then I may have some comments because that's what I want to do from time to time at the end. So Chris Burris.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let's see if I can figure out the technology. Good evening. Thank you for having us this evening. I am Chris Burris. I work as the Vice President of Student Success and Enrollment Management. I'm not sure who's the squirrel in that story, but we do have an exciting opportunity that just presented itself. And like Dr. Bagwell said, it was not something that we were looking for, but it was definitely a pleasant phone call and email and conversation to be able to have, to be able to partner with Elizabeth City Pasquotank Public Schools. And so thank you guys for having us. My presentation will hopefully go quickly. It's very factual. We really just want to make sure you are informed and you're aware of what opportunity we have before us and what we're applying to receive hopefully tomorrow. So let's see. There we go. So sitting in my office, open up an email, and what did it say? Would you like to apply for a North Carolina career coach to serve Northeastern High School and Pasquotank High School? Fully funded, 5 years. All you have to do is submit an application. That sounds super simple, right? Until I saw the application. Never that simple, but that's true. So Gear Up is gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs. And this is an opportunity for us, COA, in partnership with you guys to receive funding, which is typically a 7-year grant cycle. But because it's already started, we're in a non-competitive process, and we would be able to receive one fully funded North Carolina career coach for the next 5 years. And so that is a wonderful opportunity for COA as well as ECPPS. And I know I spoke to Dr. Parker about this. There's already an existing partnership with Gear Up and ECPPS. And so we're really excited that we can expand upon that partnership. Again, so what is the purpose of this? You know, throwing out terms, North Carolina career coach, what's the purpose? Why would we ever want to do this and enter in this opportunity? Well, this is what's unique. It may be an employee of COA, but that person will be housed within the high schools in our community. And so they're going to be able to help students determine their career goals, and they'll also be able to help them identify community college programs that align with those career goals. So part of what we need to do for the application process is identify a targeted need. which is also interesting when someone says, do you want money? We have it to give to you, but tell us where the need lies. And so we at COA, we really believe in data. We believe in being informed, and we want to know what's happening in our community with the students that we serve. And so it was just natural that I wanted to throw this information in here for you guys. If you go to My Future NC, and I don't know if any of you ever look at those sites, Dr. Bagwell mentioned we don't want our students doing nothing. And according to My Future NC, the 2021 profile, 4.4% of teens ages 16 to 19 are not in school and they're not employed. In addition to that, when we talk about Pasquotank County, of the 3,151 students enrolled in curriculum programs, that's dual enrollment as well as adults, only 25% of those students reside in Pasquotank County. Now, most community colleges throughout the country, we've all seen a decline in enrollment since the pandemic. So as you look at these numbers, we really wanted to focus on that. Overall, COA has seen a 7% decrease from 2019 to 2021 in the overall enrollment. For Pasquotank County, in that same time period, it was a 14% decline in curriculum enrollment. So if you wanted to talk about dual enrollment, where are we? Well, one thing you may not know at COA, dual enrollment makes up about 50% of our curriculum students. So if you think about that and you look at the numbers, for Northeastern High School, dual enrollment has decreased 47.54%. I'm a person who also likes to see the numbers, so I also made sure that those were included. So 61, 54, 32. Thinking about spring 2020 when the pandemic, to 54 to 32, and that's Northeastern. And then Pasquotank High School enrollment is down 37.84%. Again, the numbers are there, 37, 26, 23. So let's talk in terms of adult enrollment, adult curriculum enrollment. So I asked our research specialist, I'm not sure Josh's official title, but that's what I'm going to call him. I asked him to pull data that would actually show us students who enrolled from Northeastern Pasquotank within the first year of graduating from high school. So if you look at Northeastern High School numbers, we're down 62.22%. Again, that's from the 1920 academic year to 21-22. And then Pasquotank High School enrollment is down 41.81% during that same time frame of the 2019-20 academic year, as well as 21-22. So now you see the importance of this North Carolina Career Coach, why we immediately said yes, and why I immediately asked Dr. Parker to agree that this was important for us to do. We are applying for one North Carolina Career Coach who will be located at Northeastern and Pasquotank High Schools. We're looking at 2 days per week per high school, plus any time that person might need at COA for additional training or support. And then we're looking at that person to be able to provide on-site support to our high school counselors and students, to CCP students, students who need career counseling, and students who need assistance applying to college and applying for financial aid. We also, because this is a grant fund, no one's ever going to give us this much money for 5 years without saying we have to have some goals and outcomes. And so we wanted to make sure that you were clear about what are we trying to accomplish. We want to increase the number of students who receive career counseling and advising. We want to increase the percentage of high school students who enroll in CCP that are eligible but not currently enrolled. We want to increase the percentage of high school graduates who enroll in CCP courses and continue at COA after high school graduation. We want to increase the number of high school graduates who enroll at COA, other four-year institutions, military training, and enter the workforce. And again, we want to increase the number of high school students who are actually completing the free application for federal student aid and applying for other scholarships within their senior year. The requirements are set for us. It's not something that we were able to develop, but they're very straightforward, and it makes it easy for us to be able to partner. COA will oversee a joint hiring committee between COA and ECPPS. And so we will be the employer of the career coach, and the career coach will be a member of the admissions and recruitment team. We will be responsible using grant funding for the salary, benefits, and all other expenses related to the career coach. We will provide support, and we will make sure that the career coach understands that when they're at the high schools, that they have to follow the rules and they're subject to the authority of the administration. In addition, there's some expectations for the school board and the school district, and that's to provide the career coach access to student records such as PowerSchool. It's also to provide office space, information technology such as phones and copying and internet access, orienting the career coach and ongoing integration into the faculty and staff, and promoting these services school-wide. So I just want to recap the highlights of this because, again, it's pretty amazing. Because of the development tier designation, Pasquotate County is Tier 1. So that means we do not have to provide any matching funds, all provided for us. This would be a 5-year commitment. Again, a non-competitive process. We just have to do the work, submit an application, and be ready to receive the benefits. And then it's one career coach, and it's serving both Northeastern High School and Pasquotate High School. We are going to partner together to have a joint hiring committee. And we want to make sure that we're really assisting our students with the admissions process for CCP, for COA, and other institutions of higher education. And of course, we will continue to provide ongoing support through our CCP liaison, as well as our admissions counselor. So our next steps, we have to obtain signatures. Thank you. We already have our first set. Then we need to submit our completed proposal to the North Carolina Community College System. The North Carolina Community College System will then present this information to the State Board of Community Colleges for approval. Upon approval, we want to jointly develop and clearly define the role of this career coach. We will hire a North Carolina career coach. We will provide onboarding and training, and again, ongoing evaluation so we can ensure that we are successful and we're implementing the program to its fullest potential. And now we can do questions. Come on back.
Well, just as a closing comment, let me say, I think you can recognize, if you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. We need to get something different. And there's no reason that we shouldn't see a turnaround in that trend. If we look at where Dr. Parker is coming from, the DARE trend has been just the opposite. And the county and in dual enrollment. And in fact, our dual enrollment has not really dropped off during this time because other counties, other districts have sent more kids. So you guys are really bucking the trend in the area, and we want to change that. We want to help to provide some resources for that. And so with that, I'm going to stop talking and see if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to share with us. So thank you for the opportunity to be here.
So how quickly do you feel that you will begin, say, the interview process, putting the application out there for whomever is interested? How quick a turnaround once you turn your application in? Do you anticipate that being?
The next board meeting, I believe, is August 18th and 19th. And so once we receive approval from them, our goal will be to immediately start the process.
Okay.
So we have a position description already for that person. So that's not an issue for us. It's just a matter of getting their approval from the State Board of Community Colleges and being able to proceed from there.
Yeah.
So if we're
So you've
hopeful,
got all your documentation ready to go?
We are
once
ready.
They say, yeah.
then we're
Okay.
ready to go. So at the earliest, we would probably be able to have someone in place October.
Okay, sounds good.
Great. 40% of the high school graduates in the state of North Carolina don't do anything immediately after high school. We cannot achieve our goals as a state, as a community, and it's even higher in some of our districts here, a little lower in some, a little higher, but about that 40. We've got to change that, and we've got to rethink, and this is one of the positions and opportunities that is being done other places and showing really positive results. So thank you for that.
I just had a quick question. The career coach will be an employee of COA, and I was reading these requirements for COA, and for us, we'll be a part of the joint hiring committee. What role will we play in the assessment of job performance for this person?
So we would actually, and I've spoken to Dr. Park about this, and it's included in the application, there would be someone designated to provide supervision from the district for this individual as well. And so that would be a joint effort and an opportunity. But also we would want to have regular meetings, probably quarterly, to discuss the progress as a team. And then that way we're providing that feedback throughout the year, and it's not solely on COA, who's not present in the high schools, or on the high schools to be responsible for that process as well. So it will truly be a joint effort. And the hiring committee just means that we'll all be able to participate in selecting that individual.
Thank you.
And one of the things also we want to utilize career reaching specifically so this person will be a part of the guidance in that sense. Team player, and they also have specific, and that gives the opportunities. What we want to do is we certainly want to increase our enrollment. Start enrollment. Our enrollment. We also want to increase CTE. A student may be particularly interested in that. But that student can still take a level of college. Culinary arts. We just want all of our kids, regardless of the pathway, challenge. That would be a part of what this person's.
So I can't let the comment on career and technical pass without adding color commentary. We see today such a demand for career and technical. And those are the folks that sometimes fall through the gaps. Everybody wants to talk about, are you going to the university? When you're going to start at state? What are you going to do with the degree in? But we as a college now are recruiting positions that we cannot fill and paying welders and HVAC instructors more than PhD qualified English, math, science faculty because supply and demand is there. We had a faculty member recently who had a diploma from COA, making a pretty good salary at COA by comparison, and left and is making over six figures on the welding side of life and doing well. And he's a very young man. And so we have so many opportunities that we could help people connect. And if we can do it in high school, you know that we're going to change some lives and change family trajectories.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming tonight. I want to thank you and the squirrel for the inspiration for developing this, because I think it's going to be fantastic. I've always felt that we could do so much more together than apart. That goes for all of our higher institutions. I always brag about Elizabeth City and how many educational opportunities we have, and people are often surprised. So I think this is extremely exciting. I was talking to someone just this past week about their son who had gone through the welding program. And they could not say enough positive things about that program. So it's just very, very exciting. And we thank you and wish you all the success, especially in getting just the right person to fill this position. So thank you again.
Thank you.
I was getting ready to say, feel free to. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on with the approval of the minutes for June 29th and our special meeting July 18th. So I need a motion from the floor and a second.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for June 29th.
And a roll call vote, Ms. Parker.
Dr. Sheila Williams,
Yes.
George Archuleta,
Yes.
Virginia Houston,
Yes.
Pam Pereza,
Yes.
Rodney Walton.
Okay, thank you. Now, we have no public comments for the night, am I correct? Okay, so we're going to move on with the Financial, Business, and Technology Committee, and we'll have Ms. Wilkins, our Director of Maintenance, come forward for her monthly report. And again, this is just for information, but in looking at that, if anyone has any questions or concerns they'd like to share with Ms. Wilkins, this is the time to do it. Welcome, Ms. Wilkins.
Thank you. Good evening. Before you see our maintenance monthly report, the only thing I'd like to point out is that the first part of the comment, the shout out to the 3 teachers that helped us, actually 4 teachers that helped the maintenance department during the summer. They were a big help. I think I had added a few pictures in there if you saw them. I would like to thank them. I still have 2 that are helping us, but they did an awesome job. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns? Yes, Mr. Archuleta.
I didn't see anything on here. Maybe it's because it got lots of priority. But the school could soon opening and thinking of football, that's like a big thing that happened. Are the school board's been taken care of at both schools or the?
Not as of yet. We're working on it. You're welcome. Any other questions?
Well, in that same vein, where are we on field maintenance? Is everything on schedule for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Any other questions or concerns for Ms. Wilkins? Thank you, Ms. Wilkins.
Thank you.
Okay, as indicated in our email, this meeting was going to be very short. And with that said, we're going to move on to our closed session. I'm going to ask Dr. Williams, would she make a motion to take us into closed?
A motion for the board to go into closed session as allowed by NC General Statute 143 through 318, 11A6, for the purpose of considering one or more personnel matters that are confidential under NC General Statute 115C through 320. The board will resume open session live stream following closed session.
Okay, we've had a motion to go into close and a second, and now we will take a roll call vote. And after that, we invite our guest to depart, and we want to say thank you for coming tonight.
Dr. Sheila Williams,
Yes.
George Archuleta,
Yes.
Virginia Houston,
Yes.
Pam Perezza,
Yes.
Rodney White.